Hi students, I welcome all of you for this special session on IBPSPO 2018 preparation with more emphasis on 30-day plan because exam is hardly 30-day away now. Alright, so 30-day plan we discuss. I think all of you are preparing very seriously for this examination and most of you might have covered all the topics by this time. Even if you have not covered also, I'll tell you the strategy how to utilize this last 30 days for this preliminary examination. Alright, but before going for this one students, many students are asking me, the vacancies are around 4,000 this time, right? 4,000 vacancies they have notified for, and how many candidates might have applied for this one? This is a very frequent question nowadays I'm getting from the students. Say students, how many have applied for this examination or for these 4,000 posts? That doesn't matter for you because you are aiming for only one vacancy. Yes or no? Alright, so last time also, every time I tell you the same thing. Out of these 4,000 vacancies, your preparation should start in that way. One vacancy is reserved for you. When one vacancy is reserved for you, what is the question of competition? Yes or no, right? Your confidence level should be in that way. Out of 4,000 vacancies, one vacancy is mine only. Then where is the competition? You are the competitor for yourself. Alright, start the preparation in that way. Anyway, for your information, I'm telling you, around 40 lakhs have applied for this time. 40 lakhs. Around 42 lakhs have applied. Some people are saying that 35 lakhs applied. Some are saying that 55 lakhs applied. But from the reliable source, I came to know that around 40 lakhs have applied for that. But students, even though 40 lakhs applied for 4,000 vacancies, all the 40 lakh people are not serious. Remember, not all these 40 lakhs are serious. Because many students even won't come to the examination. In my previous sessions also, I made this point very clear to you. If you go on scrutinizing this one, out of these 40 lakhs, only I am telling you 20 to 25,000 are serious students. That's it, right? Your real competitors are these 20 to 25 if you talk about the competitors or competition, right? Anyway, your one vacancy is reserved for you. Don't worry, don't think of the competition. So, you should come among these 20 to 25,000 students. Because these 20 to 25,000 serious students will get definitely they will get job in 1 to 3 years. 1 to 3 years. Remaining people, most of the students who applied for any competitive exam are not very serious about that examination. Remember this one. With this fact, we are going to start the session. As I told you, in this session, we are going to focus on a 30-day strategy. In these 30 days, how to plan yourself. But before planning that one, students, generally, you have to categorize yourself. Means in which category you fall into. Category means generally for competitive exams, 4 types of students prepare for that one. Or in the group of students, we just make that one into 4 types. The first type I can say the very beginners, freshers, let us call them freshers. What do you mean by fresher? Those who have started the preparation afresh. Maybe fresh graduates or after graduation or post graduation, they may do some job for 2 to 3 years and they start the preparation afresh. That type of students come under freshers. Okay, and the other type of students we can categorize preparing for this examination 6 to 1 year, 6 months to 1 year. Okay, already you started your preparation, already 6 months over or 1 year over. These students can be taken as a second category. And third category students, I can say, the students who are preparing for long time, maybe 6 months, 1 year or more than 1 year and already attempted that examination. Some attempts, 3-4 attempts they have completed, right? In 3-4 attempts, they failed in prelims, or they qualified in prelims and failing in second examination, that is mains examination. That type of students I can categorize as a third category. And the fourth category students I can take those students who have very little time, very less time for them. Their age is getting barred. Our last attempt students maybe they are they started the preparation very late. That type of students I can say, let us take this one as nearing the last attempt. Let us take nearing the last attempt, right? First of all, you should place yourself where are you? Okay, see students, if you are a fresher, started the preparation, my advice, sincere advice is you need to have a minimum 6-month preparation, because nowadays the competitive exams, in competitive exams they are giving very tough questions. The difficulty level has been increased drastically and even surprisingly also. I have never expected in these 20 years that one day we have to see SBI PO examination like this. They are giving in that way, particularly the puzzles, seating arrangement, data interpretation, very high level questions they are giving. The freshers, if you go for the examination without much preparation, I am telling you, you won't understand anything in the examination. Our exam paper, you will be surprised to see that one. First of all, the competitive exams are new and they have not given any hint in academic studies. Yes or no? Then after that you will be unnecessarily disappointed. For that reason, for freshers, my advice is just clear your basics during 6 months. That's very important, because once your basics are cleared, you can maintain the accuracy. You can get the accuracy. Once the accuracy is there, you can go for speed. Automatically, after accuracy, you can attain speed in the examination. For freshers, I am telling you students, in 6 months, you try to get accuracy. That too, 100% accuracy you have to get. Okay, not like in academic studies. So 100% accuracy means, for example, in reasoning section of one examination, you have attempted 20 questions, let us take. Out of these 20 questions, 20 out of 20 should be correct. That is called a pinpoint accuracy. You have to come to this stage. I am telling you. By manual mistake, sometimes what happens, human error, that is common. Out of these 20 questions, if you have made 1 or 2 questions mistake, by mistake wrong answer, or in many ways, if you do some mistake, that's okay, acceptable. But out of 20 questions, if you do 15 questions correct and 5 wrong, or 13 questions correct and 20 wrong, that is not acceptable in competitive examination. Alright, so try to get the accuracy by learning the basic students. That's very important. And for these students, 6 months to 1 year students, what you need to do, by this time, 6 months to 1 year, you must finish off your basics. And moderate to advanced and advanced level questions also you have to complete. After 6 months or 1 year, you should go to the examination confidently after attempting many mock tests. Before any preliminary or mains examination, you should attempt otherwise not less than 20 to 40 exams, 40 mock tests. Because for this type of examinations, after understanding the concept, learning the basics and getting accuracy, after getting accuracy, attaining the speed, then after that you need to have practice, sufficient practice. Otherwise I can say adequate practice should be there. Without practice you can't do anything in the examination. So for that reason, 6 months to 1 year you can go for the examination after attempting the mock test. Then coming to this one, these people. Generally, the students who come in this category, they are getting frustrated. Students don't get frustrated, because in the frustration only you do mistakes. Now, your preparation has come to the end. You are on the verge of getting success. Here some students are dropping. That's very, very sad, and that is pathetic, I am telling you. Some students call me like saying that, sir, I am getting disappointed. 3 times I have qualified in the prelims, but I am not able to clear the mains. What is the reason? The answer is in your question only. The reason is that you are not maintaining accuracy in the examination. When you are not making the accuracy, how can you get the marks, students? To get the accuracy, you should have base fundamentals very clear. The students who are failing here, I just advise them to brush up the basics again like a fresher. Like, don't feel like otherwise, go again for the basics. Alright, then after that start practicing as many questions as possible. Alright, and for these students who are like left out with one attempt or two attempts or nearing the age, these students should be very careful, and again they have to like hone up their preparation in a very quick way. For all these students, for all the like 4 category students, now I am going to give you a strategy, that is 30-day plan. 30-day. Okay, this 30-day plan is quite suitable for 2nd category, 3rd and 4th. Even the freshers also, you please watch this video carefully. Probably that is useful for you as well, because you have just started the preparation 2 months ago. Alright, now only 1 month is there for the examination. At least during these 30 days, you just apply this strategy. Okay, right. Then how to go for the right strategy. Before going for the strategy, students, it's quite reasonable to go for the examination pattern. All of you know the examination pattern here. That is 3 stages. One is prelims, mains and the interview. I need not tell you. Now, very importantly, I am giving this 30-day preparation, 30-day plan by considering prelims. Okay? Alright, but remember students, don't prepare only for prelims during these 30 days. Okay? Because after the preliminary examination, you get hardly 1 month time for the mains. And luckily, for prelims and mains, syllabus is same. For that reason, what you need to do, you need to continue your preparation, prelims and mains together. This is the right strategy, I am telling you. Prelims and mains together, simultaneously you have to prepare, because the chapters are almost same. In mains examination, some additional chapters they are asking questions from. High level questions they are asking. In preliminary they are asking moderate to a little advanced level. For that reason, keep it in the mind. This is not only for prelims, it is for mains also. Remember this one. Now going for the examination, prelims how they have given, how they have divided the subjects. All of you know this one. Prelims they cover, ask the questions based on reasoning, quant and English. You know this one. Okay. Reasoning 35 questions, quant 35, English 30, you know this. Then 35 questions, 35 marks, here 35 marks and here 30 marks. So total 100 questions and 100 marks. And one change this time they have made for this examination, it is not a composite time. Previously, last year IBPS examination, they have given 60 minutes time for this one, and you can use this 60 minutes as per your convenience. But this time what they have done, they have given the sectional timing also. This also you know that, right? So 20 minutes for this, 20 minutes for this, 20 minutes for this. Okay, 60 minutes are divided in this way. If reasoning is open, English is open for you, right? After finishing off English in 20 minutes only, you are supposed to go for the other subjects, you know this one. Alright, so now another very important thing, apart from this time limit, as usual, sectional wise cutoff is also there. Means you have to get a minimum qualifying marks in reasoning, minimum qualifying in quanta, minimum qualifying in English. Only then you are taken for the what do you call this one, merit list for going for mains. You know this one also. So sectional cutoff is also there. Keep that one in your mind. Generally, the cutoff mark will be for PO examination. We can take around 50 to 55 marks you have to get out of 100. 50 to 55. Generally that will be there. So sometimes it may be 53, 54. Even this time also we are expecting 50 to 55. Another very important thing that in for this IBPS examination, this time they are going to maintain the difficulty level and all the other things at par with the SBI examination only. Because the mains examination also, mains pattern also they have changed, that is at par with SBI exam. So you just do in this way. You think as if you are writing the SBI preliminary examination, not IBPS. The standard is going to be increased. Okay, now let us start with the reasoning, students. How to start this one? Before going for the strategy or how to cover the syllabus in 30 days, I would like to share a very good news with you. By the way, all of you must be knowing that we have our regular online coaching for various competitive exams. Alright, for banks, Staff Selection Commission, RBI Grade B Officer, NABARD Grade A and many other examinations, right? So the latest results I am just announcing for you. So IBPS last year 2017 IBPS PO, I am not talking about clerk, IBPS PO we had around 490 plus, I think 495 or something in that range. 490 plus final selections were there. Right, not went for the interview. These students got selected finally. Now they are working in various nationalized banks across the country. Now, and coming to this RBI Grade B officers, right, it's a very good vacancy, students. Many students are missing this opportunity. See, RBI Grade B officers, generally they notify for 140 to 160 vacancies every year. Every year you get the notification. Grade B officer is a very good entry level vacancy into RBI. So we generally get 10 to 15 final selections every year, right? This year, like many students got qualified. Anyway, 10 to 15 students generally they get selected finally. Now coming to SBI PO, recently they have announced the mains examination results. Around 290 students have cleared the mains and they are going for the interview. I am expecting many selections from this one as well. And others, NABARD Grade A officers, Staff Selection Commission, mostly students are getting for staff selection for income tax officer, preventive officer, auditor, section officer. This type of vacancies are like many of our students are getting selected. And other things, students, now more than 7,500 students are undergoing training in our institute, online, pen drive or SD card course, and seriously preparing for forthcoming examinations like next IBPS PO. Then after that, very soon we are going to get notification for IBPS clerks as well for 2018 as per the schedule. After that, anyway, you will get vacancies in SBI clerk, then PO, alright. So next RBI Grade B, then NABARD Grade A, in between insurance examinations. Many vacancies are there. Why I am telling about these vacancies? Some students are raising one doubt. What if all the other banks apart from SBI, there is a proposal from Indian government that all the other nationalized banks will be merged into 5 or 6 very huge banks like Bank of Baroda, then Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, Punjab National Bank. They want to make it 5 to 6 big banks with the merger, of course. But students, don't worry about that. Even if merger happens also, in 1 or 2 years it will be done. Even if mergers happen also, there won't be any effect on the recruitment because huge retirements are there till 2025. And the other important thing is that there is a news that from next year onwards, there may be one nation, one examination, one India, one exam they are planning. If it materializes, it's a good initiation from Indian government because they are going to conduct a preliminary examination for all the competitive exams like bank exams, staff selection commission, insurance exams and other exams. Prelims will be same for everybody, right? After prelims, you will be having merit card that will be valid for 2 years, and mains will be conducted by the organizations accordingly. SBI mains separate, IBPS mains separate, LIC mains separate, RBI Grade B mains separate. In that way they are going to distribute that. Anyway, if it happens, that's very much advantageous for students because they need not pay like 600 rupees per examinations individually. One time you have to make the payment. One time for prelims, one time for mains. It's a good initiation, right? Hope it will happen very soon. If it happens, then Staff Selection Commission is going to take the responsibility of conducting the preliminary examination. So anyway, don't worry about the vacancies. As it is, the notifications will come, and anyway recruitment is not going to be stopped in our country. Okay, so anyway, then before going for that one, another thing I would like to tell you, we have divided the students into 4 groups. For all the 4 groups of students, we have well designed courses, online, SD card and pen drive courses. As per your choice, you can go for that as per your requirement. Now we have 6-month course, right? 12-month and 18-month. 6 months, 1 year and 1.5 year. I'll just explain about this one at the end of the class. And very soon we are going to introduce, probably from next week, I am planning to introduce 1-month course also. 1 month and 3 months. And along with this, 24 months. So we can cater to the needs of all types of students, right? This 12 month, 18 month and 24 month will be for the freshers, the beginners, and even 1 month. Some students are asking for 1 month also. Anyway, for all these courses, content will be same. Everything is same, only the duration of the course differs. Anyway, now this is not the right time. Let's start the strategy, and this will be explained to you as I told you at the end of the class, right? Just start this one. Let's start with reasoning, students. In reasoning, total 35 questions will be there, right? So 35 marks, and allotted time for this one is 20 minutes fixed time. Okay. Now, what are the chapters generally they cover in preliminary examination? Let's talk about the prelims. Alright, see students, in preliminary examination, you will be having questions from one chapter by name puzzle test. Okay, second one is seating arrangement. Third one, very important one, from last year they started this one, data sufficiency. Previously, data sufficiency questions would appear in the mains examination, but now they are giving in prelims. Anyway, for prelims or mains, you have to cover the chapter. Now give more emphasis on this one also, DS, data sufficiency. Other chapter, input output, even this one also, input and output. Even questions from this chapter used to be in the mains examination, but now they have started giving in prelims as well. Now go for next one, Syllogism, Syllogism. Okay, even these questions also previously, sometimes they were asking in prelims, and most of the cases they were asking in the mains, but nowadays they are asking questions in the prelims also. How many chapters are over? Puzzle, seating arrangement, data sufficiency, input output, Syllogism. And apart from this, they are asking questions from coded inequalities. Okay, next one is coding and decoding. Other one is directions. Next one is alphabet problems based on alphabet. I am writing alphabets. And the next one is ranking, sequence and ranking. These are the chapter, students. You should be thorough with these chapters, because in one shift they are not giving questions. For example, I am telling you from coding decoding. Other shift they are giving from coding decoding. For some shifts they are not giving coded inequalities. They are conducting the exam shift wise. For that reason, it's better to cover these 10 chapters. 10 chapters. In 30 days you have to give the brush up for that one. Okay, so in puzzle and seating arrangement, which is considered to be hurt in prelims as well as mains examinations, nowadays you can expect around in preliminary examination, we can say 15 questions you can expect from this one. 15 to 20 questions also. Sometimes they are giving 15 to 20 questions you can expect from this out of 35 questions. Alright, so data sufficiency, they are giving 3 to 5 questions. Okay, input output also 3 to 5. Syllogism also 3 to 5. Okay, so then suppose if they give 5 questions here, they may reduce here. Roughly I am telling you. Coded inequalities also around 2 to 3 questions. Coding decoding 2 to 3 questions. Directions 1 to 2 questions. Alphabet based 1 to 2 questions. Sequence and ranking 1 to 2 questions. Alright, if you roughly go for this one, for example, this is 15, 18, right? 18 plus this 6, 24, this is 27, right? 27 plus 2, 29, 30, 31, 32, approximately I am giving you around this is the number generally they give. Now, how to prepare for this one? See students, preparing for puzzle test and seating arrangement in 1 month, is it possible? This is the biggest question. Alright, see, in 1 month also, you can get mastery over this one if you have a little idea of this one previously. Or if you are a fresher and starting now only, even then, you can focus on this one, provided you have to spend much time on this one. You need to start the questions from the basic level, because solving a puzzle, unraveling a puzzle or seating arrangement, not that much easy for the students who are not having enough idea on the questions. If a fresher is there, give a puzzle question to him. Alright, solving that puzzle is little difficult, that too within the stipulated time. For that reason, I advise you to learn the basics first. Learn the basics. Many types of puzzles they are asking nowadays in competitive exams. Like box puzzles they are asking. Linear puzzles also. Seating arrangement plus a puzzle. Then followed by 4 or 5 parameter puzzle. Or some puzzles they are giving very tricky. They are not giving any confirmed information. All possible probable information they are giving. So many different arrangements at initial stages we get. How to synchronize that, how to get maximum of 2 arrangements or maximum 3 arrangements, I have taught in a very in-depth way in our course. You please refer that one. Total 17 lessons I think I have given for puzzle and seating arrangement. I am pretty sure if you follow this one in that way, definitely you are going to get success. And other important thing is, in the puzzles, if they give 3 puzzles in the examination, students, I am telling you, are 4 puzzles. Out of 3 to 4 puzzles if they give, out of that one 3 to 4, 2 puzzles are very tough puzzles. I am telling you, right? And remaining 2 puzzles, 1 or 2 puzzles are very easy puzzles. You have to identify that in the examination. That is very important. By reading that you can identify. See, once you start reading the puzzle very quickly, what happens? You will come to know how many parameters they have given, from where I have to start the question. Is it a difficult question or easily I can solve that one? That thing can be done by you only, strictly by you only, that comes to you out of practice. For that reason, just focus on puzzle and seating arrangement. Then coming to data sufficiency. See students, data sufficiency also I have given a very clear idea, right? In a simple way how to solve data sufficiency. First read the question, then 2 statements are there. The pattern of the question, generally they ask one question, logical question. That question can be from any chapter in reasoning. Maybe from puzzle also. Nowadays, they are asking questions based on puzzle also in data sufficiency. Alright, seating arrangement or puzzle or direction or coding, decoding or ranking or whatever the alphabets or whatever it may be, comparison, from anywhere they can ask questions from questions in data sufficiency. In data sufficiency, basically what you need to do, whether am I able to solve the question with the provided data or not, and go for the options accordingly. Alright, you need not completely solve the problem. The tricky way you have to do that one. I have taught that type of tricks in our course. You please go through that one. Anyway, to go for the data sufficiency questions, I am telling you students, you should be thorough with this one, coding, decoding, directions, alphabets, sequence, to some extent this one, seating arrangement and the puzzle also. Sometimes they are asking from Shilloism also, surprisingly. They ask one question in Shilloism and they are bringing that one under the heading of data sufficiency also. But learning the basics is very important, students. But in 30 days, how to go for this one? How many days you can spend for data sufficiency? For puzzle and seating arrangement, in these 30 days, you can give 10 days for this one. Not a problem. 10 days for this one. Alright, out of 30 days, 10 days you can give for puzzle and seating arrangement. By giving some hours to this one, because you cannot go for completely 10 days for puzzle and seating arrangement and other chapters cannot be done. It's not like that. 10 days reasonably 2 to 3 hours you have to spend for this one, continuously for 10 days. Only then you are able to crack the questions from this one, and that too in the examination. Suppose if they give 4 puzzles, don't attempt 4 puzzles. That is the wrong way, right? You will be struck up in the examination, and I'll clear that point. First let us go for these chapters, then I'll come back to you questions from where I have to start the questions in the examination to get qualified in the prelims. Next, data sufficiency, also the basic level questions you have to do. You can spend around 3 to 4 days on this one because it's a very important chapter, right? And for input output also, see students, input output is such a topic. If you understand the logic, given logic, they give one input followed by some sequential outputs. Then after that they ask different questions. Probably they may give one more input. They may ask the questions based on that input only. Alright, or different inputs also they give, or steps they give. Anyway, to go for this one, you need to understand this chapter completely. There are 3 models in this one: ending model, unending model, miscellaneous model. Nowadays what they have done for the last 2 years, they have introduced some new pattern questions under the heading of input and output. Even if it is new pattern or old pattern question, basics are same. They cannot deviate that one. So for that reason, first learn the basics and go for 3 to 4 days. Even for this one also, allocate 3 to 4 days for this one. Input and output. How many days are over? 10 plus 3 plus 3, that is, so 16 days are over. Then after that, Shiloism. Such an important chapter, students, this one. Almost in every competitive exam they are asking questions from this one. Alright, so generally they ask in the mains, but nowadays in the prelims also they are asking that too. They are asking questions on new pattern like reverse Shiloism. Generally they give statement and conclusions, regular model. Sometimes they start with conclusions, we need to find out the statements. I have explained this one in such a way, students, I am telling you, my personal thing I am telling you, most favorite chapters for me in reasoning are puzzle, seating arrangement and Shiloism. I have developed a method for Shiloism almost 20 years ago. Even today that is foolproof and you get 200% accuracy. I have explained that one with the help of the Venn diagrams method. Alright, it may take 30 to 45 seconds to solve one question with 200% accuracy. For that reason, when I begin that Shiloism chapter, total 10 hours I have given, 10-hour lecture I have given. I am telling you students, pretty sure, you take any examination, right? If you watch those 10 hours lessons properly, focus on that one. Any question, whatever it may be, this is the feedback from the students, right? Whatever the question may be, you get 200% accuracy. Learn the concept properly, and while preparing for this one, even for this one also, you give 3 to 4 days time, because basics are very important. To do the new type of questions or regular model, you need to learn the basics, otherwise you cannot do anything for Shiloism. Alright, so in Shiloism, you start from the what do you call this one? The qualifiers. All know, some not. You start from that and all know, some and some not. Slowly learn the concept and go for that. So in 30 days, in a short span of 30 days also, if you keep 3 to 4 hours and that too 2 to 3 hours you can spend for this one. 2 to 3 hours minimum, I am telling you, you can get edge over this chapter. Then coming to this one, coded inequalities, very easy chapter, and luckily in almost all preliminary exams they are giving questions from this. So it's very easy. 1 day is enough for this. 1 day. 1 day you can learn the concept and practice, go for the practice also, because only 2 to 3 models are in this one. 1 day, or you may spend 2 days for this. 1 to 2 days, enough. you can get 100% correct. Then go for this coding and decoding. Even for this also, coding, decoding also very simple, but most of the cases they are giving very new pattern questions. Understanding the logic spontaneously is important because there are no hard and fast rules for that one, or no shortcuts for coding and decoding. That is purely by your observation, but practicing this type of questions, ample of questions will definitely fetch you to find out the logic in the examination, right? If anybody says there are some shortcuts for coding, decoding, they are lying. Don't rely on that. Okay. Anyway, coding and decoding, you can spend 1 to 2 days time for this one. Alright. Then directions. Directions is also very simple. If you know all the 8 directions, right? Then what is right, what is left in a proper way, you can go for these directions very easily, because when I am giving the strategy for 30 days, I cannot give introduction of these chapters, because that will become a very lengthy class. Just I am giving you one idea. Alright, then alphabet based questions. This is also very simple, very simple. Even for this also you can spend 1 to 2 days, or here coded inequalities up to 3 days you can spend. For this one also 3 days, okay? And this directions also 1 to 2 days, or maximum time I am telling you 3 days. For this one 1 to 2 days enough, because all the problems are based on alphabets, English alphabet position only, from left to right and right to left. Then coming to the sequence and ranking, simple comparison, very simple comparison. I have explained this one also in a very fantastic way. You will realize that one while doing that. While comparing the things or persons or quantities or entities, whatever it may be, never use greater than or less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to symbols you don't use, right? I have given a method, comparison method. A is greater than B in this way. A should be above B, right? A is less than B in this way. A is greater than or equal to B in this way. Less than or equal to B in this way. I have given you a fantastic method for this one. Alright, you follow that method, definitely you are going to get the success. Particularly this is useful for you for either or case. And some shortcuts also I have given. If you go with this directions, right? So never use this one means most of the cases you should not go for this one. Of course you can use the directions. Don't take it as greater than or less than. You can take it as a symbol with this direction. Symbol with this direction. In that way I have given some techniques. You just go through those techniques. Easily you can crack it. And for this one also you can spend 2 to 3 days time enough. 2 to 3 days. So how many days are over? Roughly this is 10, 16 this one, right? 16 plus this one, let's take 4 days, 20 days, and in remaining 10 days you can go for the remaining 5 chapters, students. And the next question comes, how many questions we have to attempt in reasoning? Very important question. So out of 35 questions, right, you can never attempt 35 questions in the examination. This is wrong policy. Okay, only computer can attempt that one. A system can attempt, right? That too if you preload that one. Yes, sir. Right? For a person, an average student or above average student, average and above average means by birth you are not average or above average. That all depends upon your practice, right? If you practice well, you will be considered as a above average student for competitive exams. Remember that. Anyway, so here, out of 35 is not possible. Then what should be the ideal figure? Okay, I'll tell you, students, the ideal one is 25 questions, 25 to 28 you can attempt out of 35. Okay, that is ideal. Even below 25 is also accepted. If you attempt 20 questions also, that's okay. I am talking about a student who practices well. You can attempt 25 questions. In extreme cases, you can go for 28 or even 20 questions in reasoning also. That is accepted, provided you are thorough in quant and English also. Suppose if you are very weak in English, right, you have to increase the score here. Alright, so anyway, 20 to 25 is okay, then this is 28 is extreme. Attempting means, students, in my words, attempting means if you attempt one question, that should be 100% right. If you attempt one question and that is wrong, there is I cannot say that you have attempted that question. Alright, if you are attempting one question means 100%, 101% it should be correct. That much accuracy you have to maintain. Got it? Next, from which chapter, right? Which questions are ideal to start in the examination? I suggest you, students, if your preparation is very good, right? You have prepared for puzzle and seating arrangement, Shilloism, input output in a very proper way, practiced bunch of questions, I suggest you to start with the puzzle and seating arrangement only. If you are not confident about puzzle and seating arrangement, don't start with this one. If you start with this one, practically what happens, while doing one puzzle, generally the human tendency is, if you are not able to correlate the given information in a proper way, whoever it may be, even myself you take, right? Not able to correlate that one under the pressure of the examination, you will be still pressurized. And unknowingly, you are going to waste a lot of time, ample of time on that one. So you won't get that time back. If you spend 5 minutes or 8 minutes or 9 minutes on one puzzle, gone, that exam is gone for you. Yes or no? For that reason, if your preparation is not up to the optimum level, I can say. Right? Optimum level means when you are in practice sessions, if you have started a puzzle, you are able to solve that puzzle in 3 minutes. That is called optimum. If you are able to do in that way, start with that. Or else, keep this aside for some time and start the questions from this section. Okay, this section means coded inequalities. If you get 3 questions from this one, I am pretty sure if you practice a little, you can do 3 out of 3 correct. Right? Attempt this one first. That will boost up your confidence, because while doing the question only, you will be knowing that one. Right? Whether it is right or wrong, you are the judge there. Immediately you will know that. So very quickly you have to go in the examination. Right? Start with coded inequalities. Then go for coding, decoding, or directions, or alphabet, or sequence and ranking. All these questions are very simple for students who have adequate practice. Start with this one. Right? In the worst case you get, suppose I am telling you 3 questions from this, 2 from this 5, 1 from this one 6, 1 from this one 7, and 2 from this one 9. Take around 10 questions. You can do 10 out of 10 correct. By human error, one question goes wrong, for example, you get 9 out of 10. Then you will be qualified in that particular section. Because qualifying mark in reasoning is not more than 9 marks, not more than 10 marks. You don't worry about that. You will be qualified in this section. Alright, then for scoring, after doing this one, you go for the group questions. In this one, I suggest you, after doing this, I suggest you to go for Shilloism next. You will get 100% correct. Because if you know the method, how to do that one, you will get 200% accuracy. Use this. Okay, then after that you go for input and output. Attempt these questions. For example, if you get, suppose they have given 3 to 4 questions, 4 out of 4 will be right. I am giving you the assurance. Alright, then go for input output. If you know the logic, right, while reading that one only within half minute, you can assess that one, right? You can come to a conclusion that I know the logic or not. If you know the logic, continue this. If you don't know the logic, not getting the logic, leave that one, don't take that, right? Completely leave it. Go for data sufficiency. Even data sufficiency also, questions are from these chapters only, so at least 50% questions you have to try. After trying that one, go for puzzle and seating arrangement. And in puzzle, it won't take much time, students, I am telling you. In maximum of 12 minutes you can complete this one. Maximum of 12 to 13 minutes you can complete. Maximum time I am telling you. Then after that, go for puzzle and seating arrangement. In puzzle and seating arrangement, you choose those 2 questions which are very easier comparatively. Out of 4 questions, 2 questions are, I am telling you, very easy questions. The puzzle is very easy to crack. Just read the data properly. If you feel that question is very much difficult and you are not getting from where you have to start it, leave it, go for the next one immediately. Right? Within half minute you can come to the conclusion. Take the other question. And like that you just choose those 2 questions, you can finish on these 2 questions. That is the easiest. Alright, so 2 questions means almost 10 sub-questions will be there. You will get score there. Yes or no, right? Or else, if you know, if you have adequate practice for puzzle and seating arrangement, start with this. Okay? And identify those 2 questions first, which are very easy. First solve those 2 questions. Then after that, go for Shilaiza. Out of 3 or 4, you will get 3 or 4 correct. Alright, first these 2, then go for Shilaiism, then finish off this section, come back to this one. Because sometimes what happens, in input-output, you may not get the logic spontaneously. Right? For that reason, I want to go for this one last. Even the other students also, after completion of this one, after Shilaiism, before doing these 2 also, you can go for this section. Right? After that, you can come back to this one. That depends upon your convenience. This is how you need to plan in the examination. And days also, when you are spending 10 days for puzzle and seating arrangement, 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours you are spending for this one, right? And other 4 hours you have to spend in combination with, I am telling you, from quant data interpretation questions. Data analysis and data interpretation questions that is useful for prelims as well as mains. Yes and no. So you can spend 4 hours for this one in a day and 4 hours for that one. 4 plus 4, 8 hours enough. And you can spend 1 hour for English also. You have to go for the break study. Don't sit 4 hours continuously. You know that one. I need not tell you. That depends upon the saturation point. Some students can study continuously for 5 hours without any tiredness. But for some students, you need break after 1 hour. That depends upon your grasping power. Okay, just do that one. And 10 days for this, reasonably I am telling you. And for this one, data sufficiency, input output, Shilaiism, 4 days 4 days for one topic or one chapter you can spend. But for all these things, students, if you have a little idea of these chapters, you can finish it off. You can brush it up. If you do not have idea, don't worry. Just start from the basic level. Start from the basic level. And if you want to crack the prelims without having prior knowledge, freshers I am talking about, on experimental basis, what you can do, you just prepare for these chapters first. Later on go for Shilaiism, and depending upon the time you attempt this one. At least you will be qualified for the mains. I hope you must have got the idea. Apart from this, when you are preparing for mains simultaneously, prelims and mains, you need to focus on critical reasoning also. Critical reasoning chapters like, you know those chapters, right? So that is assumptions, arguments, conclusions, courses of action, then cause and effect, then inferences. Okay, these are the other chapters you have to focus on preparing for mains examination. Alright, generally they are not asking questions based on this critical reasoning in preliminary examination. Focus on this one. I have given in my course, I am telling you students, a very clear idea on these 6 chapters. Once you watch the video of assumptions, I am pretty sure you will never forget the concept of this one, because this section is very easier one comparatively, provided you have to understand the concept properly. I made it very clear. Anyway, right, these are the chapters. And one more thing, while keeping the numbers also, ideally I have given this one. That depends upon your convenience. Suppose if you have attempted 25 questions, that's a good one actually. 25 questions here in reasoning, you may attempt 20 questions in quant, enough. 25 plus 20, that is 45. and 15 questions in English, you will be through. Or if you are attempting only 20 questions here, increase a little in quant. If you are attempting only 15 questions here, you need to increase in quant and English, because some students are comfortable in English, some are in quant, some are in reasoning, or some are in both the subjects or all the three. That depends upon you. Generalized. I have generalized this and told you 20 is okay, right? That is good attempt. 25 is really good. 28 is extreme. Alright. So for that reason, you just take it as between 20 and 28 you can take roughly. Okay, right. Now go to quant section. See, quant also plays a vital role, students, in prelims as well as mains. In quant section, all of you know, they give 35 questions, okay, and 35 marks. Allotted time is 20 minutes. Now how you have to divide this 20 minutes. Okay, so now here, see, in quant, generally in preliminary examination, they give questions from, start with simple chapters, right? They give questions from number series, okay, then from simplification and approximation. But students nowadays in competitive exams from last year, they are giving very less questions from simplification, getting the accurate answer. They are giving questions from approximation continuously. They are giving from approximation. So anyway, for better sake, you focus more on approximation, but don't leave simplification also, because we can't say that one. Then next one is number series, simplification and approximation. Then quadratic equations, simple one, quadratic equations. Then go for data analysis and interpretation, data interpretation. Okay. Now they have introduced some new type of questions, not new. For the last 2.5, 3 years they are giving quantity 1 and quantity 2 questions. This is also important. Okay. Then apart from these 5, they are giving questions from other chapters like miscellaneous questions from pure arithmetic. Alright. Even they are asking questions in prelims from data sufficiency also. Data sufficiency in quantitative aptitude. Of course, data sufficiency concept, whether it is in quant or reasoning, the concept is same. Only thing is that in reasoning they ask a question from any chapter of reasoning followed by 2 statements or sometimes 3 statements. Similarly, in quant also they ask one question from any miscellaneous chapter, maybe time and work, time and distance, boats and streams, right, simple compound interest or anything whatever it may be. They may ask one question followed by 2 statements. You need to find out whether the provided statements or data are sufficient to answer the given question conformly or not. You need to go by the options given by them. Nowadays they are changing the sequence of the options also. For that reason, read the options properly and go for this. Anyway, now coming back to this first chapter, number series, they are giving questions on missing number or wrong number series. You know this one. Okay. For one shift they are giving missing number, other shift they are giving wrong number. But on the whole, missing number or wrong number series both are same. Right? Logic is same. For wrong number series, what is there? You need to work a little more than the missing one. In missing number, they give some terms, 5 or 6 terms in a sequence, in a series. Then you need to find out what is the last term. They give as a blank. Or sometimes they give the blank in the middle. Or sometimes at the beginning only they give one blank. That depends upon the difficulty level of the question. And coming to the wrong number series, you know that when some numbers will be there, all the numbers are in a series following a logic. One number does not fit into that one. You need to find out what is that. And in the mains examination, sometimes they are changing the pattern. First they are giving 5 numbers, they give A, B, C, D, E. Based on that they are asking the questions. Whatever the model may be, whatever the pattern may be, the base is same. To go for number series, students, along with your logical skills, you need to have a quick calculation also. Speed maths should be there. I have given many lessons under the heading of simplification and approximation, covering some speed maths techniques. very soon I am going to give you some more techniques, speed maths, purely speed maths. I am going to add that one to the course. I am going to add even in reasoning also. This time we are going to add very good questions, means the new pattern questions in puzzle and seating arrangement also. Even though we have almost 17 chapters, 17 lessons on that one, it's better to add some more lessons to be equipped for the coming examination. So I'll add some lessons there. Even I add some lessons for input output also. I plan for that one purely based on the new pattern. Alright, even for the other small chapters like coding, decoding, direction, sequence also I'm going to add. I'm sorry, I forgot to give you blood relations chapter. Alright, I'm extremely sorry. In reasoning, you note down that blood relations also. Just now I got the idea. So even from blood relations, you can expect 1 to 3 questions. 1 to 3. Sometimes this blood relations is going to be mixed with the puzzle and seating arrangement. They give like 10 persons are there, and relationship among the 10 persons. They are from one family, their profession, preferred color. They are sitting in a row or 2 rows. Then followed by the comparison among them using the ranking concept also. Alright, so please add blood relations also, and while preparing for this one also, you just spend not more than 2 days for this one, enough. If you know how to draw the family chart, it's very easy to solve these questions. I have given you clear idea how to start this type of questions using the family tree or family chart. Anyway, now come back to this one. So speed maths is very much required. Not only for number series, even for this approximation and simplification also, your calculation should be very quick, students. Only then you are able to solve these questions. So my suggestion is, while going for number series questions, a lot of study material is there in our course also, or you can take that one from outside, but try to expose yourself to as many questions as possible. That is the only technique, because for number series, no hard and fast rules are there. Only some methods are there. Of course, these many category questions they may give, and this is the way to approach. I have explained you that one, but frankly speaking, your practice, how you practice, you get the result in the same way. So as many questions as possible. Let us do 1,000 questions from this one, right, till the examination. What is wrong in that? Then your mind will be automatically tuned there, but be focused on speed maths also. Speed maths, particularly addition, multiplication, division and subtraction. Alright, this gives you a lot of fetching in the examination. Alright, then apart from this, the square root, cube and cube root. Particularly, multiplication is very much important for number series questions. You need to take the gaps, and I have given some introductory lessons for this one, followed by little moderate and advanced also in our course. Then followed by for these two anyway, that is speed maths is required. Approximation also, you need not find the answer accurately. Very intelligently you can go for approximation. Alright, sometimes I am telling you, in 10 to 15 seconds you can get the answer, even without reading the question completely also. The techniques you have to use there. Then followed by quadratic equations. This is a boon actually for the students who are preparing for competitive exams. Simple way you can solve the questions in quadratic equations. Some cases, almost 50% of the cases, you need not write anything on the paper. Yes or no? Without writing also, with the help of the symbols also, you can guess the answer among the given options there. So, you just try to know the techniques properly in quadratic equations. You need not solve the complete equation every time. Okay, so be focused on this quadratic equation. Generally the number of questions, anyway, number of questions, number series generally they give 3 to 5. Okay, simplification and approximation also around 5 questions they give every time. Quadratic equations 3 to 5 generally, I am telling you. Now data analysis and interpretation. For this one, students, what you need to do, you just consider prelims and mains together. Because in the mains examination, this time the complete paper is based on data analysis and the interpretation only, like how they give generally in SBIPO examination. So be focused on this. In data interpretation also, they are giving questions based on graphs, like bar graph they are giving, line graph, pie chart they are giving, or combination of any two or more than two. Then followed by tables also. Tables generally, previously they used to give questions based on one table or connected second table. But nowadays what they are doing, table and graphs they are combining together, right, to increase the logical skills there. Then followed by graphs, tables, then of course pie charts in this one only, that will be the pie chart. And apart from this, they are giving caselet questions also. Caselet. Long back, 3 years ago they have started this one. In our course this time I am going to strengthen that one with the caselet. Many models I am going to discuss in the coming 10 days so that you are able to do any caselet question, whatever it may be, because almost in every examination, in prelims or mains or in both the places, both the exams, they are asking questions based on caselet, and they are giving analysis also, means some bulk data will be given to you. Caselet is different from data analysis. Alright, so caselet means they give like 3 or 4 sentences. The clues they give, you have to combine the clues in the form of a table, or orally you can remember that one, or else simply you can write as per your convenience. Whereas data analysis, you have to analyze the complete data with the help of the tables, or you can make a graph, or you can go for Venn diagrams also. With the help of Venn diagrams, you can easily analyze the data. We will focus on data analysis and caselet because I have given many videos on tables, graphs and charts. Alright, we focus on this, and this time I promise you, we are going to I'm going to upload many lessons on data interpretation, particularly based on the new pattern. High difficulty level questions we are going to discuss this one, and some videos for seating arrangement and puzzle also, because seating arrangement and puzzle, if I give you 100 lessons also, that is less only, because practice is very much important. Alright, I give the idea. Practicing the questions is your job, you have to do that. Anyway, then followed by generally, how many questions will be there from this one? You can expect 7 to 10 questions in prelims. Sometimes even 15 also they are giving, but reasonably 7 to 10 questions from this. Then other model they have introduced, quantity 1 and quantity 2 years ago. See students, this quantity 1 and quantity 2 questions, these are not new questions. They used to give this type of questions 10 to 15 years ago. If you have any study material of that time or any book, whatever it may be, you please refer that one. 10 to 15 years ago they used to give this one, quantity 1 and quantity 2. Under this section, they can give the questions from any chapter from arithmetic, from this miscellaneous chapters, from 13-14 chapters, from anywhere they can give the questions, quantity 1 and quantity 2, if you are thorough with these miscellaneous chapters. Alright, so you are able to do these questions. Alright, not only these, data sufficiency also. If they give data sufficiency questions, they give from arithmetic chapters only. So, data sufficiency, miscellaneous, and quantity 1 and quantity 2 you can combine, right? And even in data analysis also, these questions are not new questions, very old type of questions. After that they stopped giving for some time, again they have started this one. Only data interpretation, particularly in mains, they are giving high standard questions. Till 2 years, means 4 or 5 years ago they have increased the standard, and they were giving some missing data also, missing data interpretation. In a table you have to find out the missing terms using the concept from any chapter they can give. Then after that, now they are giving data analysis also. And one more thing, data interpretation previously that was confined to percentages, averages, ratio, proportion. Sometimes it may like go to mixture and alligation, some concept. But now they are giving data interpretation questions from any chapter. Even using time and work concept also, time and distance concept also, profit and loss concept, boats and stream concept, for that matter simple and compound interest concept also they are preparing data interpretation. So if you are thorough with these chapters, doing such data interpretation questions is very easier for you. Alright, the next one is how many questions? Quantity 1, quantity 2, 3 to 5 questions you can expect from this one. Then followed by data sufficiency also, you can expect 3 to 4 questions from this. And remaining questions you get from this miscellaneous arithmetic chapters. Okay, so miscellaneous arithmetic means you focus on, I'll tell you, make a note of that, percentages. Alright, so because percentages is part of almost all arithmetic chapters. So percentages, averages, ratio proportion, profit and loss. So if you do percentages well, profit and loss is nothing but that is extension of percentages, application of percentages. So percentages, averages, ratio proportion, then followed by what I told you, profit and loss. Then ratio proportion is mixed with, means little extension of that one is a mixture and a alligation. You take it as a set. Okay, I just write it down here. Percentages, averages, then followed by ratio and proportion, profit and loss, mixture and alligation. Alligation rules in mixture. I have given a clear idea in the course. Alright, this take it as one set as I told you. Apart from this, you go for the other set like simple compound interest. Okay, then followed by time and work. In time and work, two more things are there. One is pipes and cisterns, and work and wages. Okay, so nowadays in bank exams, they are not giving questions from work and wages. Almost for the last 5 or 6 years I am observing. So confined to time and work and pipes and cisterns. If you do time and work well, pipes and cisterns automatically you can do. Then go for time and distance. Under the time and distance, you go for time and distance problems, right? Then boats and streams, then problems based on trains. Okay, focus on that. Then after that, time and work, time and distance, then mensuration. In mensuration, staff selection commission exams, they are asking very in-depth questions. In bank examinations, you are getting only moderate level questions from mensuration. Focus on this one. Almost all the chapters are covered here. If anything is left out like problems based on ages, then partnership, right? You focus on this one as well. Okay, so these are the miscellaneous chapters, but students, you need not go for all these chapters. Alright, so to do this miscellaneous section, you choose some chapters from this and prepare well with that one. But why I am not telling you confidently only go for some of the chapters, we can't say that one because these chapters are not confined to miscellaneous arithmetic chapters. They are giving questions based on these chapters only in data sufficiency, in quantity 1 and quantity 2. Sometimes in data interpretation also they are giving questions based on these chapters. For that reason, it is better to go for these chapters, all the chapters, because this is not only useful for preliminary examination but for the mains also. For that reason, my suggestion is go for all these chapters. You can even add permutation and combination, probability also here, right? But most of the cases nowadays, they are not giving questions from this one. This is optional for you students. It is better to prepare for this one for mains examination. In the mains, there is a possibility of giving 1 or 2 questions from permutation, combination and probability. Okay, so keep it aside. These are the chapters you have to focus on for prelims as well as mains. Okay, now how many days you have to allocate for this one? See, it's a little tricky one for arithmetic because the more you do, the more you get confidence, the more accuracy you get. So anyway, I'll tell you an ideal one. You practice data interpretation for 7 days. Okay, Along with this data interpretation, you need to couple this one with puzzle and seating arrangement. One day, half time you spend for puzzle and seating arrangement, half time for this data interpretation. That's easier one. Or if you feel while doing puzzle and seating arrangement I am getting exhausted, then go for small chapters of reasoning combination with the data interpretation. Depends upon your convenience. But these 7 days should be included in these 10 days. You just allocate 10 days for miscellaneous chapters. 10 to even 15 days also. 10 to 15 days you can spend here. 10 to 15 days. Because the more you practice, the more benefit you get out of this one. In these 10 to 15 days only, you cover these 7 days. Because for going for data interpretation, you should be thorough with some of these chapters. Because nowadays we can't say how they are preparing the graphs. That may be based on simple compound interest, as I told you. May be based on boats and streams also. For that reason, little carefully you have to do. Okay, then followed by number series. Next priority you give to number series. Number series, 5 days enough. 5 days spent for number series. Daily 5 to 6 hours. Practice this one. Then simplification and approximation. If you go in this sequence, first number series along with this, that's okay. Or else, first thoroughly prepare for approximation and simplification using the speed maths. The same can be applied number series. So for that reason, it is better start with approximation and simplification. This should be done for 5 days. Right? When it is when 30 days matter, in that case, 5 days. If you are preparing continuously for this type of exams, even if you spend 20 days for number series also, that doesn't matter. The more you get out of that. Okay. Anyway, so now first go for approximation and simplification for 5 days. Along with this, apply the techniques for number series also. Because in number series, only 2 models they ask in the preliminary examination. Missing or a wrong number series. Okay. Some separate techniques are there. Apply this one. Use speed maths here. Then followed by quadratic equations. 2 to 3 days enough for this one. Just learn the techniques enough. Learn the techniques easily, you can crack this one. Then followed by quantity 1 and quantity 2. To do quantity 1 and 2, these 15 days are enough for you. While preparing for this also, you can go for these quantity 1 and 2 questions there, because this is completely based on these chapters. They cannot give beyond that. Okay, so leave it. Spend 2 to 3 days for this one. Then followed by data sufficiency. That is up to you, your choice, because no separate preparation is required for this one. If you know the pattern of the questions and the right approach to go for this one, that's enough. In 5 to 6 hours, you can get mastery over the pattern and the methodology, the approach, how to do, because in data sufficiency part, questions are from these chapters only. Then followed by these caselet questions. While preparing for data interpretation, focus on caselet, because this time in all probabilities definitely more questions will be from caselet than graphs and the tables. Okay, of course you need to prepare with the graphs and tables also, but basics are very important, students. In data interpretation, nothing will be there. 2 parts are, 2 things are required. One is analyzing the question, officer job. Simplification, clerical job. You have to bring out the officer in you along with the clerk in you. Okay, only then you are able to do these questions. While reading the question only, you need to analyze the data. What exactly they are asking? What are the data available for me? Am I able to do this one or not? That is officer's job. If you are able to do that one, use speed maths techniques here also. That's very, very important. Particularly the divisions and the multiplications are very important for you while going for this one. Be thorough with that. And as I told you, as I promise you, otherwise I can say, I am going to add many lessons based on this data interpretation during this means coming 10 to 15 days. Then this is as it is you have to do. And other thing is, in the examination, with which chapter I have to start is important. So see students, here also two ways are there for this one. If you are very much thorough, adequate practice is there with data interpretation or analysis, start with that. Okay, otherwise if you have a normal preparation, normal I can say not up to the mark preparation, if you prepare for that in that way, I won't suggest you to start with data interpretation, because you will be struck up somewhere. Unnecessarily the confidence will be lost. So don't go for that one, don't reach the saturation point. So for that reason, it is, if your preparation is not up to the mark, I suggest you to start with the simplest one, simplification and the approximation. Start with that. Out of, for example, 5 questions, you can easily do 3 to 4 questions without any mistake. You can maintain the accuracy. Then after simplification and approximation, you go for either number series or quadratic equations. Right? If you are thorough with number series, start this one. Because number series, actually you will get a lot of motivation out of that. So confidence you will get. The question by question, while going for that, you will, if you know the answer, you will get confidence in the examination. That's what I would like to say. So for that reason, go for that if you are thoroughly prepared for this, or else start with this one, quadratic equation, because this also gives you a lot of boost in the examination. Okay, the confidence matters there. So apply the shortcuts in quadratic equations, do this one, later on go for number series, or number series after that. This anyway, this 1, 2, 3 you can do 100% correct in the examination. Okay, then after that you go for data interpretation. Based on caselets, you go first, because caselets seem to be very difficult. Alright, but if you know the technique there, most of the cases that will be based on 1 or 2 techniques only. If you can analyze the data properly and write down there, need not prepare a table for that or a graph for that one. Rarely you need to prepare a table for that to remember the values. Otherwise, simply writing roughly as per your convenience, that's enough. Alright, so if you know the logic, 5 out of 5 you can do correct here. Or they may give 3 out of 3 you can do correct. After that, you go for graphs, particularly based on the pie charts. Pie charts are very easy to analyze. Then after that, go for bar graphs or tables or whatever it may be. In tables, the problem, I cannot say problem, okay, let us say problem. The problem with tables is the figures they give, the numbers they give, very big values they are giving. So simplification part is getting a little cumbersome. Many students are getting struck up there only, losing their confidence. For that reason, see the table properly. If the table given is having huge numbers there, keep it aside. At the end you try that one. Otherwise, the numbers are very simple. Or if you are perfect with speed maths, multiplications, division, addition, subtraction, or within seconds you can do that one, then you can go for that. Anyway, I am telling you one more time, I am preparing some more speed maths classes based on purely Vedic mathematics. I am going to give these techniques also to you very soon. Then, coming to this, after finishing up these graphs, you can go for quantity 1 and quantity 2. Or if you feel quantity 1 and 2 questions are based on simple chapters like simple compound interest, or problems on trains, or time and work, or time and distance, in that case do this first, later on go to data interpretation. But why I suggest you data interpretation means that is group questions are there. If you analyze one caselet properly, below that 3 to 5 questions are there, that's cakes walk for you. If you analyze one data, prepare a table for that one, or just write it according to your convenience with the help of the Venn diagram or any other method, whatever it may be, then out of 5 you can do 5 questions. Or if you analyze one graph properly, you can do group questions easily. That is the reason why, for scoring purpose, I am suggesting you this. In quantity 1 and quantity 2, what happens? One question they may give from time and work, other question based on the other chapter like profit and loss, or alligation and mixture. We don't know that. For that reason, go for this. Later on, start this. Then after that, miscellaneous chapters. See students, English section, they are making tougher year by year by introducing some new pattern questions. Of course, whatever the questions may be, what may be the pattern they give, all questions based on either vocabulary or grammar. Vocabulary or grammar. Only these two parts are there in English, but basically how they give the questions. The first one is undoubtedly reading comprehension. Okay, generally they are giving 10 questions from this chapter. Anyway, we come back to this one. Then followed by spotting errors, or I write it as error detection. Okay, next one is fill up the blanks, or fillers, let us call it as. Maybe double filler or single fillers, or sometimes, rarely they are giving 3 blanks also. Anyway, then followed by cloze test. Cloze test. Last time they have given very less questions, and for some shifts they have not given cloze test. Anyway, we'll come back to this one. Generally they give reading comprehension, spotting errors, error detection, fillers, followed by cloze test, then rearrangement of sentences, like we call it other way, para-jumbled. Okay, then followed by, nowadays they have introduced one more model, same meaning sentences. Same meaning sentences. Okay, then followed by questions based on synonyms and antonyms. Okay, then followed by finding out the main idea. This type of questions they have started giving in SBI PO examination. Even in last time IBPS mains they have asked, not in prelims. Anyway, generally they give questions from reading comprehension, spotting errors, error detection, fillers, cloze test, rearrangement of sentences, sentence with same idea, then followed by synonyms and antonyms. Generally in preliminary examinations, questions will be given from these chapters. See how they have divided out of 30 questions. Anyway, you know this one, English they give 30 questions, they allot 30 marks for this one, and time allotted for this one is 20 minutes, of course. Okay, so generally from reading comprehension they give 10 questions generally. In prelims I am talking about, even in mains also. Then spotting errors, you can expect 2 to 4 questions from this one. Depends upon the exam. Double fillers, again 2 to 4 questions. Cloze test, 5 to 7. Then para-jumbled or rearrangement of the sentences, maybe around 5. Okay, so then same meaning sentence 2 to 4. Synonyms and antonyms 2 to 4. This is the general one. Main idea that is given in mains, keep it aside, we discuss it later. So this is the division of the questions in the English section. Students, doing reading comprehension is very easier one actually. Some students are getting these reading comprehension questions are very difficult, but I am telling you the difference between, first of all, before going for that one, difference between old model questions and new model in reading comprehension. One of the major thing, apparently we can say, now they are giving the passages in reading comprehension from very different segments, maybe purely based on economy, purely based on political or socio-economic issues. So when they give that type of very dry topics, we won't get that much interest to go further. And that too, the words they are using in the passage are really getting tougher day by day. You should have rich vocabulary to understand that one. Otherwise, it will be difficult to solve reading comprehension. For reading comprehension, there are no shortcuts for this one. Only shortcut I can say, read a newspaper properly. If your reading skills are quick enough, easily you can understand the sentence in the stipulated time. You can spend time for this one because below that 7 to 10 questions they give generally. So it is useful for you. So in reading comprehension, the technique to go for that one is you have to read the passage very quickly, as quick as possible by focusing on some important words. Don't focus on the complete thing there, right? Try to find out the central idea of the passage, what exactly they are talking about. How they have constructed the sentences, how they have linked the sentences, what is the logic they are using logic there, right? What is the logic? You just find out, try to understand the concept clearly which they have discussed in the passage. Then after that, answering the questions is not a big issue. But even questions also, they are asking very logically. Particularly in mains examinations, they are asking what assumption you can, what assumption is implicit in the given passage, right? So they give some argument type questions. They give some inner idea, central idea of that one. Alright, many types of questions are there, but all the things can be done with your reading skills, and understanding and quick analyzation is very important here. In the previous sessions also I told you, nowadays in English, 50% they are using logic, 50% they are using language. In my words, I can say. So, if you have logical skills, you can easily qualify in English paper. Not only qualifying, but you can get a score from this English section. Okay, then coming to this error detection. Spotting errors, they are giving in many ways now. 4 to 5 models are there. Only thing is that most of the questions based on the grammar rules there. If you are thorough with English grammar rules, if you get hold on English grammar, easily you can solve error detection questions. Whatever the pattern may be, the concept is same, whatever the pattern may be. Then followed by fillers, even here also. Here, grammar and vocabulary plays a vital role. Because in fillers, nowadays what they are doing, against one blank, suppose if they are given only one blank in the given sentence, not only one word, they are giving 2 words also, just like in closed test. 2 words they are giving, so both the words should fit into the sentence as far as the context is concerned and grammar is concerned. So I have already discussed this type of questions in our regular course. So if they give double fillers, then they give 2 plus 2 words there. So at a time they are giving 2 words, be careful about fillers. Then followed by closed test. Closed test total 4 to 5 models they are giving. Previously they used to give one passage with some blanks. Against each blank 5 words would be there. You need to find out which word best is suitable there in the most appropriate way. Yes and no. But now instead of one word, they are giving 2 words. So both the words should fit into the blank, grammatically and contextually. Alright, you should have more skills to go for this one. Anyway, we have discussed this in a clear way. Then followed by rearrangement of sentences. And one more thing I forgot to tell you. Last time in prelims, they have not given any question from closed test in IBPS. But in the mains they have asked. 7 questions. So we cannot say this time whether they give it or not. But take it for granted that they give questions from closed test and focus on that one. So closed test, then even this parajumbled also, rearrangement of sentences, many models they have introduced. What we will do for English section, I will take a separate class for this one. Alright, how to prepare for English section alone, because now we are running out of the time. So now next one is this is same meaning sentence. I discuss this one later. It's very easier one. Easily you can go for that. And the other parts also, synonym and antonyms. This cannot be built up in 1 day or 2 days or 30 days. I am telling you frankly. Alright, you should have rich vocabulary to go for synonyms and the antonyms that you can get from a good English newspaper, reading it every day by underlining the words which are difficult for you. Then you need to apply that one. Every day you can learn 10 to 15 new words with the application, and again in that week you have to revise that one. How many words I have learnt, how to apply that one. In that way you go, students, right? English will have a separate one, but anyway in your preparation give lion's share to reading comprehension. Okay, and others also you have to prepare, but in the examination students are asking how to start this one. Quickly I'll tell you. See, if you are thorough with reading comprehension, start with this one, because at a time you can get at least 8 questions correct. Alright, if you are not thorough with that one, go for those questions where you can use the logic. For example, closed test. Okay, rearrangement of sentences, parajumbled, then fillers, then error detection. This type of questions can be cracked easily with your logic also. Yes and of course language is required, but you can use the logic. For example, closed test is there, one paragraph with 5 to 7 blanks. use your logic. Out of 7 questions, at least 4 to 5 questions you can crack correct. If you do not know the meaning of that one, leave that. Don't touch the question. Alright, so start with the closed test. If they give, easily you can solve. Then go for this one, parajumble, rearrangement of sentences. Then go for fillers. Then go for error detection. And finally take up a reading comprehension questions, so that easily you can crack the paper. And days also, you just divide this one. You need not prepare for English every day. Alright, every day you have to prepare for reasoning and quant. Once in 2 days you can take English, and twice in a week you can go for general awareness paper, because nowadays they are giving again there some matching questions, logical way they are giving. For mains I am telling you, for general awareness twice in a week you go for general awareness part with more emphasis on economy, banking and finance related issues. Now quickly discuss our course, what type of courses we are providing. See students, it's proud to me to announce that we are going to complete in, I think in 10 or 15 days, we are going to complete 3 years for our institute, for online pen drive and SD card. Before that, as most of you know, I have been in this field for the last 20-22 years students, and I have trained thousands of students. I can say some lakhs maybe there, I don't know that one. Many places I have taught in our country, and more than 11 to 12,000 of my students are working in various banks and different central government organizations across the country. Alright, now my intention behind these online classes is for more exposure, because previously I was confined to Hyderabad, right, or Delhi. I taught in Delhi in many institutes, Hyderabad or Chennai or Bangalore, only for those areas. Whereas after introducing these video classes, online, pen drive and SD card, I am very happy that nook and corner of the country is getting benefited out of the classes. In my classes, every chapter you take reasoning, quant and English. I started from the basic level, very basic level. Okay, so basic to moderate to advanced to very advanced level. So first of all, your fundamentals base should be clear. I am telling you, perfect. For example, you take Shilaism, you should have the perfect base for that one. Otherwise, how can you do the new pattern questions there? For that reason, I focused more on the basics. Slowly, I have increased the standard. You will be benefited out of that. Okay. So now we have a 6-month course. I have told you in the beginning of the class. 12-month course and 18 months as of now. Right? With very less fee also. I have kept the fee very minimum fee, because in the last video also I have told you, you need not spend 15,000 or 12,000 for this course. Alright, so enough, I have kept very less, and 6 month, 12 months and 18 months course now available. I am going to introduce a 24-month course also, 2-year course very soon, next week, and a 1-month course also, 1 month. Some students are asking for this one. Okay, the beginning of the class I told you total 4 types of students generally prepare for the examination. Some students who are qualifying in prelims and just narrowly missing out the mains examination. They want a quick brush up. That type of students are asking for 1-month course. Even you can take this also. And I am going to introduce 3 months also, 3-month course. Okay, so this will be useful for again those students who are preparing well, already prepared well. Then they can take this one, because 3 months is very short period. This is not suitable for the beginners. Okay, for the freshers this is not suitable, this is not suitable, even this is not suitable. Freshers who are starting the preparation seriously with the determination, you take this course or this course. The students who are in their final year graduation, many students are joining, right? It's very happy to see that one. In the second year of their graduation, they are starting the preparation. Final year of graduation, they are starting the preparation. Their idea is that by the time they complete the graduation, they should come out with a job in their hands. That too, a job in a nationalized bank or under Staff Selection Commission. How good this one, right? So for those students it is suitable. That is 24 months or 18 months. So for the freshers or beginners or students who are getting prepared, most of the students are preferring this course, that is 12 months. Some students 18 months also they are going for that, and 24 months is for those students who are in the final year or second year graduation. And even if you want to prepare well for 2 years, then you can take this one, not a problem. Then for 6 months, 6 months is ideal for those students who have already started their preparing for the examination, not getting success, right? You can use these 6 months. 1 and 3 years I have already told you. And these 1 and 3 months, not years, 1 and 3 months, this is suitable for those students. I observed that my counselors and other admin people have told me that they have watched our YouTube free videos after joining an institution. They are saying that, sir, already we have spent 12,000, 15,000 rupees here. We are not at all satisfied with this. Again, we cannot pay 3,600 or 4,600 or 5,200 here. For that type of students, you can go for this one. You can at least brush up that one. Because my idea is, students, I am telling you frankly, openly from the bottom of my heart, I am telling you, one student starts our course, finally they should get the selection. Within a period of 1 year, if you take 1 year course, within a period of that 1 year, you should call me and tell that, sir, I got job. Many students, sometimes I get tears in my eyes, I am telling you. Really, they are so emotional. They say that, sir, just because of you, just because of your classes, I got selected into SBA PO. How good that one. Really, I feel like, I shouldn't get emotional, but I really feel very happy. I'm delighted to hear that one from the students. For all students, I'm telling you, you just visit our website, right, to know the course. That is www.chakravarthysir.com. chakravarthysir.com. Right? So you know all the details on this website, right? Or else you can write a mail to us, the same thing, chakravarthysir, okay, at gmail.com. Alright, you just send a mail to us, right? Or else you can directly call our counselors on 9515986872 or 9618702466. Okay, once you go for this one, once you visit this site, you please sign up there. Sign up means you need to create an account for you, a free account for you, a trial account for you, where you get some free videos on reasoning, quant and English. Just watch the videos, you will understand the value of the course, because this course is my brainchild out of my expertise and experience with a noble idea of helping students across the country. So for that reason, you please utilize this one. Minimum cost I have kept up for administrative expenses and the maximum benefit you have to get out of this course. Okay, I wish you all the best, students. And today is, what is today? I think 12th September. By next 12th September, you should be with a government job. Okay, I wish you all the best and I'll meet you in the next session. Thank you very much, students.